From Forex Traders Daily, this is your daily analysis with Ross Mullins, live from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for August 12th, 2016. Today I'm going to be taking a look at several different U.S. currency pairs in anticipation of some news coming up. Just in about 40 minutes from the recording of this video, we have retail sales and PPI data out of the U.S. At 8:30 a.m. Eastern U.S. time. So we'll be watching that news to get a potential direction for the U.S. currency pairs. If it's significantly positive, we'll be looking to go long on U.S. currency pairs. If it's significantly negative, we might look for shorting U.S. currency pairs. So let's take a look at several different pairs, what we've been doing over the past couple of days, and what we might look at today. Let's first off start here with the U.S. franc. Yesterday's morning analysis video was looking for basically a breakout here, but we were looking for either support at this yellow shaded area or break underneath it for a continuation lower. And that's really what we're still waiting on, because if you note here in the yellow shaded area right in the middle of the chart, 97.35 up to 97.55, it hasn't really broken it. We had the false breakout yesterday. At one point, this was a big red candle going all the way down here into the low 97s, came back pretty rapidly, and now pushing back above the yellow zone. So that's still what we're kind of waiting on, that breakout above the yellow zone. So U.S. news, let's talk about that, the retail sales PPI data coming up. If it's significantly positive, I think we look for the breakout above this yellow zone and a target back to the 9,800 level, the orange shaded area here on the chart just above the yellow shaded area. If it's significantly negative, we look for it to break back underneath 97.35, the bottom of the yellow zone, and go back down to the blue zone. Some of the price action over the past several hours has indicated to me that the sellers have been very unsuccessful with the breakout lower, and we might be looking for the buyers to take back control. You can see that spike lower. That implies that there was this infusion of buy orders suddenly that caused the market to go back up. So again, there's some indication here that the buyers are coming back into control and maybe looking to shift the momentum back higher again. We'll watch that news to see if that is validated as we go through the rest of the morning. Yesterday, if you were watching from the live trade room, we were looking for opportunities to go short here on the euro dollar. Let's go ahead and just take it on down to the 4-hour time frame. If you remember from yesterday's trade room or yesterday's notifications for the live members, we were looking at sells somewhere right around the 1160 level in the bottom of the pink shaded area. It did push all the way up to 1180, giving us a little bit of a uneasy pause, but then it turned right back around, came back down. The trade manager took us to break even, then it came back up and took us out of break even. So currently not in it, but I think this pink zone is your zone to watch today. Positive news, we'll look for that to continue to hold as resistance and for this to go lower. Challenging the green shaded area is your next support, and anything underneath the green zone will look for the continuation lower. Now, if it's negative news for the U.S. coming up, we'll look for the breakout likely above 1180 and another challenge up to the yellow zone at the top of the chart into the 112s again. So pink zone is going to be pretty critical as resistance today. On positive news goes down, on negative news breaks that resistance and continues to pressure higher for the euro dollar today. GBPUSD, we've been trading this one for the past couple of days in profit still, trading it from the 1.3085 level. I'm sitting 124 pips of profit right now on the sells that we took the other day from the yellow zone. The next thing we're looking for, and let's zoom it in a couple of times. Yesterday during the live trade room, we pointed out this little green shaded area down here where the market is currently finding support. Let me try to get that where we can see that the best. There it is. You see that little green shaded area holding as support. Not too hard to see that right now. That is an area that we're going to watch today. Positive news out of the U.S. continues to free fall, and we look for it to continue to pressure lower. If we get some negative news for the U.S. today, a bounce off of here, sending it back to the purple zone, may give us another opportunity to go short here for this currency pair. So if you're looking to go short, look at the purple zone or a break under the green zone, which is 29.35 or so under that green zone, back down into 129, the orange shaded area at the bottom of the chart. That's on positive news. Negative news, bounce back to the purple zone, not out of the question. If it breaks back above that purple shaded area, we could be looking for further retracement for the GBPUSD. So watching that news, but clearly the market's bearish. We're protecting profit on the ways down for the GBPUSD. US CAD, jumping over here, we've been studying this blue trend line. The potential for support here into this blue trend line has still been something we've been watching for. It just really hasn't taken hold over the past couple of days, and likely due to the oil prices that have been on the rise. If we jump over here to oil prices, you can see they were on the rise over the past couple of days. Here's something interesting, though. If we zoom in here on this oil chart, we have found resistance underneath the 100 period simple moving average here on the daily time frame. So if you look at that resistance, 100 period simple moving average on oil, and the pink shaded area as resistance, if it holds there, starts to turn back down towards the green zone. If oil starts to fall, and even if you go over here to the US oil chart, we're underneath the 100 period simple moving average again, and we are into resistance. If oil holds this resistance, zoom it in one time here, and starts to go back down, either oil chart is fine to look at, then we would expect on the US CAD, we could look for that to finally find some support at the blue trend line and start working its way back up again. 4-hour time frame, I actually did take a buy the other day, had profit up into the pink zone, took another buy at the top of the green blue zone yesterday. It's still sitting, attempting to break down 29.75. I just don't want it to do that. If it does, we'll likely get out. So positive news, let's just talk about that again. Positive news will likely take a turn back higher again, hopefully take a turn back higher again and head back up here towards the pink shaded area. If it is negative news out of the U.S., we'll likely look for the continuation lower and probably take us out at the stop loss on the current trade that we're holding for the U.S. CAD. So we need some positive news on the data at 8:30 a.m. We need oil to start dropping again to give us some upside here for the U.S. CAD. If not, we're likely going to get stopped out of current trades. U.S. yen just kind of holding in a range pattern here. We studied that yesterday. Let's go ahead and zoom it down to the 4-hour time frame. Look at that black box that you see here on the chart. The black box indicating the pretty much the range that this pair is in right now. We needed to break out. If we're going to see some significant trending action, it'll need to get above the black box or below the black box, above this resistance or below this support. Right now, we're in the resistance. So positive news out of the U.S., we might look for the breakout above this yellow shaded area and the top of the black box. If it can get above 102.40, we look for it to go higher. If it doesn't, if it's negative news, back down to the pink zone or maybe the blue zone at the bottom of the chart for the U.S. yen. AUD/USD, significant indications of potential reversal here. Take a look at those last two daily candles, the two wicks sticking up here towards 77.50. That could be our first indications of reversal here for the Australian dollar. And if we get some positive news, that could definitely happen. Underneath 76.60 or so, 76.60 is the top of that black box, bottom of the green zone. If it can get through 76.60, and we get some positive data out of the U.S., we could look for this back down towards the 7,600 level. Negative news, we look for the continuation of support here and another challenge back up to the yellow zone. But I think the last couple of days are really good clues to potential reversal now beginning to take shape here for the Australian dollar. We'll continue to watch today to see how this wraps up. New Zealand dollar, similar situation. Indications of potential reversal. Of course, the other day we did have the cuts of interest rates out of New Zealand, which we had an opposite reaction. The rally all the way back up into the 73.30s. But take a look at yesterday's candle. Wow, what an insignificant candle. We saw the rally and the extreme fall back down, closing just about where it opened up. So look at that. That is very much a shooting star candlestick, and that is a potential indication of reversal. So we'll watch for further indications. Resistance at the green zone, positive U.S. news. We look for the breakdown of the blue zone and the continuation lower. Likely breaking this low makes a new low, possibly all the way back down into the 6900s once again. Negative news, of course, out of the U.S. might look for another jaunt higher above the green zone, back to the resistance high, the pink shaded area for the New Zealand dollar today.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.